We are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in over 40 years, where the stock market just finished the worst first half of a year in more than 5 decades. We are a nation that has the highest energy cost in its history, and we are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, which we were just 2 short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia for oil. We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers, American citizens, and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world. We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this. We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is about all you get. We're a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, where crime is rampant like never before, where the economy has been collapsing, where more people died of COVID in 2021 than in 2020. We're a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon and China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it's taken from the United States to build a military to rival our own. We are a nation that over the past 2 years is no longer respected or listened to all around the world. And we are a nation that is hostile to liberty and freedom and faith. We are a nation whose economy is floundering, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the bottom of every list. We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke. But soon we will have greatness again. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and it is hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet. There is no victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. Ever, ever, ever. We will never give in. We will never give up. And we will never, ever back down. We will never let you down as long as we are confident and united. The tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone. And it is time to start talking about greatness for our country again.
Savaged Unfiltered. All right, guys, welcome to Savaged Unfiltered. I'm your host, Michael Gardner. Today, guys, we have a special guest running for state senator of Wisconsin, Robert Relph, joining the show, guys.
I've been involved in politics since 2015. I've been on our county board for quite some time. I had the privilege at the time back in 2016 to spend half a day with Mike Pence personally when he flew to Wisconsin and flew to Madison. But guys, the biggest thing that for me, I was a firefighter for 17 years. And after 17 years of firefighting, unfortunately having a heart attack, but, all is well there. But the biggest thing, after that, I got into education and 19 years in the Madison School District, which is the largest school district in Dane County and then the district that I live in. And I was the person that was sent around to clean up the schools that needed the worst, that had the biggest messes. I've always been one of those people that were, kind of put the flame out, if you could, so to speak. And that's what really fueled me is after, when 2016, when President Trump was elected, uh, we had great economy, we had great military, people felt safe, and it was, we really felt like America was headed in the right direction. And
Oh, sure.
the problem was is there was a group of people that just didn't like him. They didn't like him. And from the time that night, I remember in 16 when he came down the escalator, the left, the radical left was already working on a way. How are we going to get this guy out? And they have not stopped beating him daily since he's been in office and out of office. And that to me is really a shame. And yesterday, it just goes to show you again how far they'll go, to disrupt the man that did so much in such a short period of time.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely correct, Robert. Absolutely on that. What they did to him just yesterday, the unlawful raid at Mar-a-Lago, in my eyes, is just it's inappropriate. I don't think any, not living president, but any president in history has gone through so much abuse, so much corruption from the radical left. It's disgusting what's going on. It really is. What's your thoughts, Jimmy?
Well, I don't know. I listen. Right now, I think we are in a state of distress. I actually changed one of my background photos to the U.S. flag upside down to show that, and I got a little bit of backlash from some people that I know. But honestly, at this point, right, if we're going to talk about being in distress, I think the Constitution has been being picked apart for years. So the U.S. flag code right now, I'm okay with putting that aside for a brief second to kind of show my dismay for the administration right now. But what I did want to ask, Mr. Relph, with you running, and I kind of looked at your platform and your priorities, right? Do you think that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that being a Trump supporter though will hurt your campaign? If in fact they do find something, they do convict him, or they try to persecute him in any way, do you think that because you're running up against Diane Hasselbeck, who has been the representative in that district since 2013, so I would say she's a big Dem in your part of the woods. So do you think that in any way will hurt your campaign if something does go wrong with President Trump's accusations?
Well, first of all, I think there's a lot would have to be proven. And, I mean, the way they went about it, we can go back to Hillary, we can go back to Hunter Biden's laptop. But, I mean, it's, there's there's a whole history of the left getting away with what they want to, and different rules for different people. And will it hurt my campaign? If it does, my voters that resonate with me, they know that I'm out for the best of them. I'm out for we the people. And that's who is going to vote for me. My campaign, we've been yes, I'm running up against an established Democrat who ran unopposed to get into office. And realistically, we've been ahead of the eight ball ever since we filed our candidacy back in December. I have had Senator Ron Johnson formally come out and endorse my campaign. I have a couple national, very big national people that will be endorsing my campaign on Friday. I wish I could say it today, but I was told, don't say it until they do. But when a couple people that are going to come out and endorse my campaign on Friday for state senate, they know the importance of this district. This district right now in Wisconsin, we flipped this district red after 24 years of being Democrat, which we have a great shot of right now. Every poll, every statistic has us up. The lowest poll has us up 54.5%. We flipped this district, guys, and it turns Wisconsin red. We've also, right now there's a big gubernatorial race going on in our state, on the Republican side. But we only need one seat to get a super majority. And to get a super majority means basically, it's veto proof for the governor. And so that's why there's been so much attention on my district. And wherever, it's always come down to my district and Milwaukee County. But the voters are coming out, and they like my background. They like what I stand for. I was all in when I filed my candidacy papers. They know that I'm not a 1 foot in, 1 foot out type guy, and I'm not a part of the establishment. I'm going to go in fixing things, just as I did when I was a firefighter. I'm going to grab the nozzle and I'm running in the burning house, guys.
That's sounds like you got a good backbone on your background. Excuse me. You got a good political backbone, Robert, and I think that's what America needs. I think that's what's going to preserve our next set of generations for the future to come. Because what we're seeing right now in this country is literally a radicalized government of a system. It's tyrannical, if you ask me. We're starting to go third world. And what I mean by third world is that the policies that are coming out of Washington is something that you would see in a banana republic.
Right.
Just yesterday, for instance, with the whole Mar-a-Lago event, a lot of people are upset, podcasters, just everybody is just upset, frustrated on how this went down. An unlawful entry by the FBI because they don't like his policy, they don't like his message. This is, Robert, if I may add, if we're going to allow this type of behavior from our government, what is that saying from our country in the future? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's sad because it almost is. It's becoming, like you said, a third world country to where We have dictatorship, and it's do as I say or pay the consequences. And that's not freedom, guys. That's not the United States of America, where everybody, and the sad thing about it is you've got Americans that hate America.
Yeah.
You're coming a little low, Robert. You're gonna have to speak into your microphone a little louder.
Hi, Robert. I think we might have lost Robert, but as he comes back into play, Jimmy, yeah, I think we're having some disturbances on his end. But as he comes back into the conversation, Jimmy, this is crap. This is real crap. What's your thoughts on what we're talking about right now with the whole, Mar-a-Lago thing? You mentioned before that, could this hurt anyone possibly running on the GOP ticket, the Republican ticket? Could this hurt that?
Well, I think the biggest. I think what they're really trying to do is they want to really discredit anybody in the GOP, right? Because we know that these elections are coming up, and we know that every red seat is very vital for our cause, right? For the cause that we believe in. So they're going to try to discredit Trump, 100%. This way, if he can't run again, it's going to, be the thorn in the side of most Republicans or anyone that is voting and voting for Trump and supporting Trump. But interesting enough, I did see a post earlier from Andrew Yang, believe it or not, and he posted, "I'm no Trump fan. I want him as far away from the White House as possible. But a fundamental part of his appeal has been that it's him against a corrupt government establishment. This raid strengthens that case for millions of Americans who will see this as an unjust prosecution." And then he posted again. He had a couple other posts where he said, "It seems like this was authorized by a local judge and a particular FBI office without buy-in or notification of higher levels of government. But literally no one will believe that or make a distinction. It's probably bureaucratic, but it seems political." So
yeah.
And he did post after that saying that if the FBI doesn't find much, this will be one of the biggest mistakes that law enforcement has committed in a very long time. So, obviously us having Robert Relph on, who's running for 27th district.
And Jimmy, this is coming. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. No, I was saying, and this is coming from, Andrew Yang, a former Democrat turned Republican. He's now considered a Republican, is he not? I mean, he literally said
he's not a Republican. He's independent. I mean, he's Democrat, but he is trying to form an independent party to run for president. So, which will be interesting because he's actually a well-known figure. So it'll be interesting to say the least to see a third party come in and see where it goes. But
I totally agree. What's your thoughts on any of this conversation, Robert? We're talking about Andrew Yang, voicing his opinion and then with this whole saga from last night in Palm Beach at Trump's home. This was unlawful. This was a raid to collect some type of document. Trump had some type of document that I guess Biden didn't want leaked out, of what I'm saying or what I'm seeing right now coming through social media and through mainstream. It's surfacing that there was a document in the White House, in Mar-a-Lago, that the Biden administration did not want Trump to have access to. You there, Robert? I don't know. Are you getting any connection on his end, Jimmy?
Nah, I don't hear him. But I'll answer to the question. Let's keep it. I mean, if we want to keep the show going until we can bring him back. Well,
yeah, I think he's having some mic problems. But yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't say unlawfully, because if they got a crooked judge to sign it, all right, it's still lawfully, because it's going through the process of what it's supposed to go through. But we all know that, I mean, the judge who signed the order, right, he has ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how, how close the ties are, but he does. So, listen, folks, like I said before, on my social media, I had posted the upside down flag, right? We're in distress. The country is in distress. If somebody is worried about the U.S. flag code, which I had some responses about that, and you're not concerned with the fact that our president's son is a threat to national security, all right, his affairs in Ukraine, all right, should be investigated. The fact that Nancy Pelosi's husband, who has a DWI trial coming up, there's so many crazy plot twists in that situation. The judge stepping down, a new judge being put in, inside trading going on with these people in Congress and Senate. So you mean to tell me if Trump is the only, and I am not a hardcore Trump guy. I voted for Trump. I will vote for him. I don't worship false idols. But what I will say is, if you think that he's the only one corrupt in government, and everybody is celebrating that there's been some kind of raid in his house, what does that tell you about the rest of these, career politicians? Come on, people, wake up. Trump's not a career politician.
Jimmy, hopefully we can get Robert back on, because I had some questions to ask the hopefully soon to be senator, state senator of Wisconsin. Here's the thing, the raid behind this last night that happened at Mar-a-Lago, it shows you, Jimmy, that they're afraid. They're afraid of a movement that has become so strong in the last 4.5, 5 years that they're willing to do anything to bury this movement, because they know deep down in their hearts, Jimmy, that this movement is probably the largest political movement in American history. Largest by far. I mean,
yeah, I would agree. Other than movements on the left, I would say that in these times right now, people are actually mobilizing and moving. Look, all the people that showed up last night.
Yeah.
And they're also doing a demonstration today in New York in front of Trump Tower. Probably right now, because I got the invite. I could look at the link now while we're talking. But yeah, I mean, that's what you got right now.
Jimmy, it's crap. It really is. It's crap in a handbasket. I mean, I did a show just night, a bonus show with Suss and myself, and I mean, we got into it, and he called me up literally as I was doing some things at the house and everything, and I mean, he says, I got breaking news to tell you and this and that, and I'm like, we should do a show and this. When I heard this news break out, I was like, what? How can this be? This is Jimmy, the amount of attention that this brings on the world stage, it's not only a national embarrassment, it is a world embarrassment on our country. Well, yeah. We are literally a country in distress. You said it perfectly clear, perfectly said, Jimmy. We are a country in distress. We are a country in decline. We are basically declining as a nation as we speak over this broadcast of this episode. We are failing as a nation. Our policies are third world. We're becoming more radicalized. We're showing more hate in this country, more divide, everything that's going on in this country. It's terrible. Like I just mentioned earlier in this episode, Jimmy, we are looked at as a banana republic, literally.
Well, we are. Our politics are the laughing stock of the world, but everybody listen, no matter what country, no matter what people say from the outside and the way they look at us, and maybe they want to clown us or laugh at us, they love America. Everybody loves what we do here in this country. They love everything about us, our fashion. We are truly in a great country, but we are in some dark times right now. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, what I will say is this. What I will say is this. Actually, the situation going on in Colorado actually be a good thing because you have to now convict him. Because if they don't find anything on him again and they don't convict him, that's almost going to be a shoo-in for him. I'm going to be honest with you, a shoo-in for him when he runs for president to win the 2024 election. Biden has some of the lowest polls for any president in the last like 20, 30 years. All right, he's pretty low on a totem pole when it comes to polling and how Americans feel about him. So if this is another wild goose chase and they don't convict Trump and he's going to run again and he's allowed to run again, I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the biggest mistake that they could have made in a very long time, because this is only going to strengthen the cause. It's only going to strengthen the following, and it's going to make the MAGA movement grow exponential. I can't even say it. It's going to grow bigger. I was trying to get the word out, but Mike, you with me? Well, I guess that word I was looking for was exponentially. Sometimes I can't pronounce words. It is what it is. It looks like I'm the only person on the show now. We lost Robert Relph, and I think we lost Mike. But what I will say, until we can get Mike back, is, hey, are you back with me now, Mike?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I lost some connection here. I'm not sure exactly. It's just got some storms going through here in Florida, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. But hopefully you can hear me.
No, I can hear you now. I thought I was running the show for a second. I just said I lost Robert and I lost Mike. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. But like I said, it's good that we're doing audio here than live, because hey, it's always great to edit out the the cutouts. But Jimmy, here I want to close it out here. I want to make it quick and simple here. Obviously, I think Robert is having some cutouts too as well. I did see some storm activity going through Wisconsin, so it might be possibly affecting the Wi-Fi or internet over there. But here's the thing, Jimmy. In order to preserve a perfect union, what we need to do is we need to elect officials that truly represent our nation. I know this has been said thousands upon thousands of times on other shows and other podcast platforms and this and that, but that's what we need to do, Jimmy. We need to look at our country and literally, elect the right set of people. We don't have the right set of people representing this country, and that's my closing thoughts.
Yeah, well, I would agree, but I think it goes back to the fact that we have this notion that you have to be a certain type of individual to be in these seats. You have to remember these seats are elected seats. You don't have to be a career politician. That's where we have messed up. We've allowed nothing but career politicians to sit in all these seats. Now, what does a career politician do? It's exactly in those two words. It's their career. All right. So if it's their career, they're going to fight to make sure that they keep that job. They're also going to be in a new class of people that are also in that same occupation as them, and they're going to vote in those ways. They're going to maneuver in those ways. They're going to move in those ways to make sure that they keep their job, their benefits. All right. And what happens with that is they no longer represent you. They represent themselves. They represent the establishment. They represent the machine. So what I would say is people like Robert Relph, give them a chance. Give them a chance. If you don't like what his platform is, talk to the guy. Maybe he'll change some things. Maybe he'll consider what you have to say. But you have to give those individuals chances. Don't keep voting in these people that have been in seats for over 10 years and nothing has changed. You have people that sit in some of the biggest cities here in New Jersey, Okay, you have Newark, New Jersey. You had plenty of people sit in those seats. The city has not changed. It's still the
yeah.
same.
I know Newark, New Jersey very well, Jimmy. I mean, you know me. I used to live in the state. I live in the most freedom of states in America here in Florida. And I can tell you right now, what a difference. What a difference I've seen. I mean, yes, folks, I lived in Georgia for a few years, you know. I tried it out. I just didn't like the background of the state. I didn't like the principles of it. I felt that it was very shifty shift, if I may use those words. It was. I decided to, move to Florida and just live my life here. And I could tell you right now, so much freedom is here. It's like another world, Jimmy. It's like another country. I'm like, wow, you smell the freedom. I can breathe the freedom here.
I just think that
wow.
people need to wake up. You'd stop voting in these people that have done absolutely nothing. That's on both sides. And I'm not defending the right or the left. I'm saying in general. And before, when you said Banana Republic, I just see now that, Edward Durr actually posted something about that. He's at Ed the Trucker NJ. Listen, he was a big upset. He knocked out a big Dem out of their seat and took the Senate. Edward Durr here in New Jersey as a Republican. So what I'm saying is we do not need to vote these people in because they wear suits and they talk good and they have a good, and you don't understand. Listen, yeah, you want somebody to be able to represent us correctly, but you also, you can vote somebody in that's from a different walk of life that had a career that was not involved in politics. It's okay. You want that perspective from a different person. And that's the way I feel is vote on your local level, get these clowns out, and move them up to the big leagues.
Absolutely. Jimmy, I couldn't agree with you more. I do see Robert here in the show here. Robert, if you could hear us, do you have any closing thoughts on any of this? Sorry, we kind of talked over you, but obviously it seems like you're having some connection issues there. Do you have any thoughts on, what needs to be done, for our nation, a nation of decline? Robert, you there? Apparently we don't have Robert anymore, but guys, I guess I'll speak for Robert here. If you'd like to, if you live in the Wisconsin area and you're looking for a person that has your voice, a person of a message, please consider Robert Relph for Senator of Wisconsin. I got to look at his background, and I believe he does represent the people of Wisconsin. Jimmy, you want to close this out, buddy?
No, I think I share the same sentiments. Unfortunately, we lost Robert, and we weren't able to have a discussion with him, which I was hoping to. Maybe he'll be able to give us some more of his time at a later date or whatever to kind of go over some stuff. I had some questions for him, but yeah, like I said, vote on your local level. Make sure you really understand the importance of your senators. All right, people that are in the House, your congressmen, those people make changes. That's the way that if you don't know much about the judiciary system or the branches of the judiciary system, look it up. Look it up. Just like watch that old Schoolhouse Rock video.
Oh boy, yeah.
It tells you how a law is passed through. Look it up, because I think that's what we've lost. We've become this there's this civil war between left and right online, and we've kind of lost focus of it. And if you don't know how it works, look it up. Spend some time, talk to your local representatives. Remember, they represent you. They work for you. Keep that in mind. We don't work for them.
Amen to that. Yeah.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, beautifully worded there, Jimmy. Perfectly said. Guys, this is Michael. This is Jimmy, the Rant. And, guys, this is the Savaged Unfiltered podcast, guys. If you'd like to hear more of us, You can listen to us every Tuesday. We normally go live, but there was been some complications here on my end that I couldn't do the live feature. But we will be back live, guys, next Tuesday. And also, guys, you can check out the audio podcast on this podcast platform on Spotify, Google, Apple, Amazon Music, as well as Audible. And we also post a lot of content through TikTok and through Instagram, guys, as well as Rumble and True Social. Getting a lot of good responses on TikTok. Just hit over 665 followers. Thank you very much for the support. Means a lot. Thank you very much, guys. A lot of stuff. Jimmy, thank you for coming on, brother. And we'll see you next Tuesday, man.
Yeah, definitely. Good night, everyone.